Bukele said after the meeting that Abrego Garcia will remain in El Salvador's custody now that he's been confirmed healthy. At an Oval Office meeting with Trump on Monday, Bukele argued that he didn't have the power to return him to the United States. Pam Bondi said the same day that the United States would provide a plane for Abrego Garcia to travel back to the country should El Salvador allow his release. See, she's just making that up.
Yeah.
Because she knows what the answer is going to be. She's just making it up. Van Hollen traveled to El Salvador to push for Abrego Garcia's release after the Trump administration didn't demonstrate any effort to facilitate his return. And a Utah congressman went to El Salvador this week. He is sharing details about his visit to the prison in El Salvador, where Mr. Abrego Garcia is being held. Representative Mike Kennedy of Utah and other members of Congress visited El Salvador. One stop on the agenda was the terrorist confinement center where Abrego Garcia is being held. Kennedy said he found the prison in El Salvador very depressing. He said he did not talk to anybody about Abrego Garcia and did not see him.
What?
They're over there just looking at the prison.
They're
apparently.
tourists. They're tourists.
Asked if he's concerned about the Trump administration's ignoring court orders to return Abrego Garcia, Kennedy said the president was putting Americans first. Americans have not felt safe since the previous administration opened our borders to illegal aliens who have taken the lives of so many innocent Americans.
Racist.
Listen, you shouldn't feel safe because Abrego Garcia is not being returned to America.
Yeah.
That should make you feel not safe.
Exactly.
Because your next door neighbor, maybe you, if they don't like what you do, they can say, okay, let's get them, we'll put them on a plane to El Salvador.
And once they're across country lines, there's no obligation to come back. Not even the Supreme Court can hold it up, apparently.
It's called in fascist regimes disappearing people.
Exactly, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
And Kennedy should know that and be upset about it, but he's not because he's all in.
A Cedar City couple, both ordered to spend more than a decade in federal prison for delivering fentanyl to a woman who subsequently died of an overdose. John Perry and Kimberly Dawn Hare pleaded guilty to distribution of fentanyl. Perry was sentenced to 15 years in prison, Hare to 12 years in prison. They will serve 3 years of supervised release after that. Cedar City police had responded to a woman who was having a cardiac arrest and found out that she'd had fentanyl pills that were delivered to her by those people. Utah Lieutenant Governor Deidre Henderson said her office will audit the citizenship of people on the state's voter rolls.
Why?
A day after Trump ally Elon Musk responded to her stance on a federal bill that would require proof of citizenship to vote. My office is conducting a full citizenship audit of Utah's voter rolls, similar to those recently conducted by other states, said Henderson. The audit will give us insight into the scope of any current problems and vulnerabilities and help us identify what changes may be needed to ensure that only eligible citizens are voting. More details will be forthcoming. She has in the past said she doesn't believe there's a problem.
So is she being forced to do this? Or?
No, I don't think so. I think...
Is it to shut people up?
It is. It's my supposition that they'll do an audit and then she'll be able to say, "We did an audit. There's no problem."
It's so that people will shut up.
Of course.
But she should know they won't shut up.
Yeah.
The Supreme Court will hear oral arguments on the case of the Trump administration's efforts to end birthright citizenship. An order from the court on Thursday set arguments in the case for the morning of May 15th, 2025.
President can't just do that. That's the Constitution.
Trump and other officials and lawmakers sharing statements Thursday following that deadly shooting at Florida State University where 2 people were killed and 6 others injured, some of them critically. Donald Trump said from the Oval Office, he'd been briefed on it and said, "It's a shame, a horrible thing."
These things happen.
Governor DeSantis posted, "Our prayers are with the Florida State University family."
But that's it.
And state law enforcement is actively responding. Kash Patel, head of the FBI, sent a message saying that the FBI Jacksonville team is assisting with the investigation. Senator Rick Scott, Republican from Florida, said he was praying for the safety of everyone at FSU and a swift recovery for those injured. That's very helpful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's so helpful to pray for them.
Yeah.
Oh, some of the people, some of the students at Florida State University yesterday when that shooting happened, were also students at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School.
Really?
Yeah, when that shooting occurred in 2018.
So lucky them.
God,
They get 2 in their lifetime.
Finally, this story.
Is it something good? I'm playing a
It's
Gina, and I need something good.
I love this story. I love this. A new plant species has been discovered in Texas's Big Bend National Park.
Okay.
They're calling it a woolly devil.
What?
A volunteer with the park's botany program and a park ranger first noticed the tiny fuzzy plants in desert rocks last March. Not being able to recognize the plant, they took photos, used those to research databases and records, and the park said, we cannot find anything like it. No one is able to identify it. It looks as though it's a new plant species, and we are giving it the name a woolly devil. And they're really kind of interesting looking little fuzzy.
Oh, there's a photo
there it
of
is.
it, yeah.
There it is. The woolly devil.
Wow.
X96.com/live. See how fuzzy it is?
It's actually kind of nice looking.
Yeah, it's sort of interesting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And so they're calling it affectionately the woolly devil. It made me remember that when you tie flies for fishing, a friend of mine used to do that all the time. There was one that he tied that was called a woolly bugger.
Woolly bugger.
Yeah, the woolly bugger. Those are good flies.
To me, it looks like something that develops some crystals around it and maybe could induce some psychedelic effects.
What?
Look, are you seeing what I'm seeing, the photo up there?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a fuzzy plant.
Weather, traffic.
Weather. We are going to potentially get some precipitation throughout the morning, but honestly, here downtown, I'm seeing the blue sky beyond the little spotted clouds out there. High of 46 today. High of 53 tomorrow. It is going to get dry as a bone over the next few days. We could see some spotty sprinkles next week, but that is all brought to you by Waterproof Your Home with Baseco, because water can make its way through the foundation in many different ways. Baseco specializes in a variety of permanent foundation waterproofing solutions tailored to your unique issue, from sump pumps all the way to major repairs to cracked and settled foundations. Each solution is backed by a guarantee. Schedule a free assessment today at baseco.net. That weather that we had earlier this morning, though, was causing a bunch of issues with the traffic. There is still that pileup on Highway 89 near Farmington. It says closed on UDOT. I don't know if that's being diverted somewhere or taken to a different location, but that traffic is yet to be cleaned up. I'm not seeing the incident on I-215 near Taylorsville that was having people divert onto Redwood Road, so I would suggest, if that is still going on, people text me 33986. It's all brought to you by Stubbs Dental, award-winning services, life-changing results. Visit stubbsdental.com to book your appointment now.
All right. Here's boner candidate number 3. Marry an incel or you're out. It occurred to me that maybe not everybody knows what an incel is. Here's the dictionary definition of an incel. A member of an online community of young men, mostly online, who consider themselves unable to attract women sexually, typically associated with views that are hostile toward women and to men who are sexually active. Hostile toward women who are to men who are sexually active.
It stands for involuntarily celibate.
That's right, involuntary celibate. So here's the story. Some days you just have to sit back and wonder how we got to this point. Today was one of those days. Nick Fuentes is a name that pops up fairly often, largely thanks to his white supremacist views and his position at the forefront of the alt-right movement and the incel movement, the loose tangle of incel ideologies, and Andrew Tate worship, collectively referred to as the manosphere. It hasn't quite bled into the mainstream of politics yet, but Kyle Langford, a California gubernatorial hopeful, hopes to change that. He's running on a platform of deporting all male undocumented immigrants and then giving all females 1 year to marry a Californian incel or be deported.
So Handmaid's Tale is his platform.
He's set on turning California into, quote, the most Catholic place in the world, apparently forgetting that Vatican City exists.
Yeah.
Nowhere in the Bible does it say, thou shalt force immigrants to marry sweaty basement dwellers, though. In a recent interview captured by Right Wing Watch, Mr. Langford expressed a desire to do just that, which should immediately disqualify him to any serious voter if he even rated with them to begin with.
Tristan in the chat room, gee, I wonder what would make them so unattractive to women. It's a mystery. and Jimmy John's. They aren't voluntarily. Women hate them, and they treat women like, that's why you are the way you are.
By the way, Andrew Tate, he's also considered running. He's he's considered getting into politics.
Oh,
yeah.
Running toward the prime minister seat in the United Kingdom.
He's also considered a rapist, according to court documents.
Yeah.
Boner candidate number 3, marry an incel or you're out.
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, Kinky Kelly is spraying again. She was nominated for a boner some time ago for her antics of urinating on grocery items in New Hampshire. Now she's had more charges brought up against her for urinating in a hotel, all over the stuff in a hotel room, including a Bible. Boner candidate number 2, you don't ever go behind the counter at the Mickey D. A McDonald's worker choking a 17-year-old girl on the floor after the girl went behind the counter to get her own ranch dressing. And boner candidate number 3, marry an incel or you're out.
All right, time to vote for your boner of the day, 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number. The one that you think is the worst, the one you think should win. Put that single digit in the message of a text and then text that to 33986. Or you can call Katie in the producer's booth, 877-602-9696. Or go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Voting April 18, 2025. Click and vote. Have another drink with Jimmy the Wine Guy. Jimmy Santangelo bringing us
that grew up in that
Ogden boy through and through.
So my goal in life is I mean, I love being on the radio. This is a great job. I'm a professional announcer, and I have my radio show, and this is great. But what I want to do more than anything is to even just for a few minutes, like a half hour, at the Burger Bar in Roy. I want him to let me go in there and do the number announcements on the PA. Number 15. See, I could do it.
Yeah, I've done that sort of stuff before.
23, number 23. Your shake order is ready.
Yeah, it's amazingly satisfying to do that.
Is it?
I don't know why.
I would love it. And I'm serious.
It's like you're the voice of God for
right.
all those fat people standing around waiting for where's my shake?
I want my Big Ben. No, the Burger Bar in Roy. It's been there forever. Been going there my whole life. I just want to have a turn on the microphone there.
I have a similar dream, an Ogden dream, a similar Ogden dream. I would like to, when I finally stop doing this, to just work at a convenience store in Ogden, like a maverick.
You never worked at Car Quick?
Never did.
All those years ago
No.
when we had that amazing relationship with Car Quick and Stimson's?
I did Car Quick's ads forever and ever. Car Quick, corn dogs. I forget there was some character I did. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Well, let's get you behind the counter at a like a maverick, and then I'll be the host of the numbers at the Burger Bar, and our dreams will be fulfilled.
Oh, if you and one other thing about Ogden, if you go to at RFH Bill on Twitter, Gina posted this. I don't know where she got it, or she reposted
Somebody
it.
found it for her.
Yeah, it's a picture of me in the high school yearbook, and it's a page of people there, and it's the National Honor Society. We were all members of the National Honor Society, which for the life of me I don't remember what that was, but it was some accolade. I think it was just grade point average.
Elite smart people, Bill.
But I was wearing perfectly round spectacles, glasses.
You had those for quite a while, actually.
I loved those damn glasses.
I think we have
those
in the interstitials, during the commercials. Occasionally, we have a picture of you with those round glasses.
I'm not sure if it's the same pair, but I know the first ones I ever had I found at DI.
Yes,
and they were really good quality. And then I had my prescription put in them. I loved those glasses.
Well, I've lived all my Ogden dreams, so I got nothing to add.
How long did you live in Ogden? 4 or 5 years?
The KJQ years,
yeah.
That's
all that time.
That's Ogden as far as I'm
Roy
concerned.
is
Roy,
okay. Yeah. I mean, it was essentially Ogden. lived all my Ogden dreams.
Yep.
So I'm good. Thank
Managed
you.
to get it out of your system.
All out.
Yep.
Number 7. See, I could do that at the burger bar.
See,
Please.
he's sitting in for Gina today.
Right.
And Gina is the kind of person who would put this out into the universe hoping that somebody will make it happen.
I just want somebody knows somebody at the burger bar.
One
and
day
you
you
pass that along to them, and it's going down. I will be there.
Okay.
All I want is I want to be able to film a little videos for social media while I'm there horsing around, and a Big Ben.
All right. There you go. Make it so, universe.
All right, 750. Let's award the boner. And the boner is brought to you in part by some baked or toasted tofu and broccoli and rice, like a broccoli and rice and tofu.
Okay, very nice. And it's brought to you by Young Subaru's new state-of-the-art facility, which is now open. Experience faster vehicle service, an inviting coffee shop, and a streamlined shopping journey. Discover the future of car buying and vehicle service at the new Young Subaru on Riverdale Road. Think young, drive young.
Well, let's see now. I guess all the incels voted for number 1. I don't. Number 1, Kinky Kelly. She came in 3rd.
Yeah.
Number 2, don't you go behind the counter at the McDonald's. That got 50 votes, but couldn't beat Marry an Incel or You're Out. 190 votes wins boner of the day.
Yep. That's your boner of the day for today, April 18, 2025. Now qualified to be boner of the week. We'll find that out when Dave the Flower Guy gets here at 9:50 and just tells us who boner of the week is. Is this a sponsored feature, Nick?
Oh, you know it is. Have another drink with Jimmy the Wine Guy, brought to you by our crafty cocktail partners in good old Utah County,
Yes.
Clearwater Distilling. New bottle designs continue to roll out. Right now, they're flavorful vodka. Check it out at your nearest state liquor store or the Clearwater Distillery store in Pleasant Grove.
Go.
Have another drink, it'll make you feel better. Have another drink and you feel alright. If you feel down and you're under the weather, have another drink and you feel alright.
Well, here he is, the barbarian of the Wine Academy of Utah, Jimmy Santangelo, wineacademyofutah.com. Jimmy is wearing a tracksuit today that you should go to x96.com/live and see. And so he and Nick, like two little schoolboys, two little coordinated their outfits the other day.
Of course,
Goombas
yes.
from the Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing, Nick?
Look, I know I'm coming real hot right back at with the tracksuit, but when a man with the last name Santangelo says he wants to wear a tracksuit with you, that's all I've been thinking about over the
Yeah,
last
well,
few
cheers
days.
to that.
Tracksuit twins.
And what better way to celebrate our is with some vodka this morning by Clearwater. Clearwater Distilling out in Utah County. What this vodka distilled spirit, you can use a variety of grains. You can use corn, rye, barley, wheat.
Potatoes.
These guys are potatoes. You can use grapes. Pretty much any fermentable based. And this is 99% corn. Wow. And you might be like, okay, what's the big deal there? Well, corn is a bit more viscous. It's a bit weightier, cleaner, and it does got a little snappier of a slight sweet finish on the end. What they do that differentiates, they being Clearwater, differentiates themselves from others is they do a filtration. They filter this stuff out 3 times, and so it's a triple filtration, making it even smoother. And then they're bringing it down to proof with the beautiful water out there in Utah County from the mountains.
It's a lovely vodka.
I don't usually like straight vodka at all, but we're just sampling it a little bit without any mix.
Yeah,
and it's good.
I was going to have the exact same sentiment. Vodka is my least favorite thing to drink on its own, and this is fantastic.
It's nice and smooth, isn't it? Yeah, it's smoother than you might expect with vodka. It's going to make a great martini. We're featuring it today with a little bit of Fever Tree Blood Orange Ginger Beer. Want me to wet that up a little bit for you? The damn thing dehydrated on you.
Make mine a double.
Remember, the ginger beer really has a bit of a kick, frankly.
Yeah.
And it's nice. So what
It
I
wasn't
like,
the vodka that made me cough. It was the ginger beer.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry. But the new package design, I think I showed it up on the camera.
That's nice.
They got this beautiful back label that reverberates just the beautiful colors of the mountains. The color, this. If you're gonna have anything from Utah, man, this really represents in its packaging. They've been doing a really great job with that for sure.
And again, available at the State Store.
Available at the State Store or at their location over there in Pleasant Grove. They are open 7 days a week. So if you're like, no, I don't have anything, it's a Sunday and the people are coming over, you do have a package store that's available for you to purchase products that they make.
So that's a $20 bottle of vodka. I think the bottle itself is worth $20.
Yeah.
It's a sharp package.
I mean, it's really nice.
No, for sure.
The texter saying, I'm going to my first whiskey tasting at Clearwater tonight.
Oh, nice. Yeah, they do a good job. They have a beautiful tasting room there. It's all set in the 20s, 30s, and they do a really good job with the design. The tasting's fantastic. You get a chance, and you get to walk through the distillery with a brief tour, and you can have a tour there anytime. You can schedule one. You can pop in for a tasting, and then, of course, they have not only the package room for their alcohol, but they got mixers. They've got, I'm here on holiday, and I don't have a cocktail shaker or something like that. Bitters, things of that nature. So
That's great.
They're really the full deal.
Well, that tour, by the way, that's great. Boy Scout troops, Girl Scout troops, church groups.
This vodka won an award, right?
Yeah, in 2024 last year in San Francisco, the gold medal winner at the San Francisco International Spirits Award, which is in particular, it's kind of difficult to win that. It's a lot of competition. So these guys placed quite well.
And why have you written here, unless I missed it, soda water and expression of lemon?
That's what I initially wanted to do, and I thought with the ginger beer coming up, and people always like a Moscow Mule or something like that. And I was thinking, so I went in just to get ginger beer, but then I saw the blood orange ginger beer, so it kind of got amped up from there. But I've had this vodka with soda water, simple expression of lemon. And you always want to just use a Collins glass for that, not like a small rocks glass, but a tall, narrow glass. Whenever you use carbonated beverages, you want it to be tall and narrow. Think of a champagne flute. They used to be in the champagne coupes, like the bird bath looking cocktail glass, but all the bubbles would dissipate up. So that's why it's tall and narrow. Same principle with cocktails.
And you know the story about the champagne coupe.
Yeah,
the open glass. It supposedly was direct Marie Antoinette's breast size.
That's right. The coupe, not the tulip.
Not the flute.
No,
that would be kind of. That would be like that would be sort of.
It's not that cold in France.
That would be a deformity. Yes. This is Clearwater Distilling. Lucky to have them.
Yes.
They have a wide array of products now.
No, absolutely. They're doing a great job. New package and design.
Let's get your questions lined up for Jimmy. Surely you have them. 877-602-9696 is the number to call. Get in line now. Ask Jimmy any question about beverages, about food, about hospitality. He knows it all.
Yeah, Jimmy's been in the restaurant game knows. I mean, he knows about restaurants and etiquette and wine and just anything you want to know about all of that.
If you're shy, text your question to 33986, although we prefer your phone calls.
Lots of traffic going on this morning. While it looks like clear skies here at the studio, I'm getting text from Todd Newcomb about how it's a blizzard up in Davis County,
Wow.
which is crazy to think about. But there is that huge pileup on 89. Some people texting and saying it's like 30 cars, but
Wow.
that number keeps changing.
And that's
because
just a slick road, right?
That's just a very slick road. So again, I don't know if that's being diverted or what, but try, my God, to avoid 89 near Lagoon at the moment. And then, of course, there is the other issue on I-215 near Taylorsville that is still being confirmed to be directed towards Redwood Road as per a texter inner relaying that information. You can always send, me more information that UDOT's not reporting on. 33986 is the text line. I appreciate it.
All right. We will take a break. We will be back after these messages with more Have Another Drink with Jimmy the Wine Guy. 877-602-9696 for questions for Jimmy. Stand by for that. UtahAdvocates.com.
Well,
That's the website.
boy, a lot of accidents out there right now. And
Yep.
I mean, you didn't deserve to be in an accident, but you do deserve an advocate. And that's why if you are in an accident as the result of somebody else's negligence and you're injured, these are the people you want to call, the advocates. 801-355-5550. You can call them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They will answer. And now, if you're shy, you can contact them and chat live online. And again, that's 24/7, UtahAdvocates.com. They're local people. Oh, I should point out, they don't charge you for that consultation.
No.
And if they take your case, you don't pay a dime out of pocket until they get you a settlement.
You can talk to an attorney for free.
Yeah. So now they're local folks and they want to help out locally. Right now they're trying to help fill the shelves at the Murray Children's Pantry. That pantry provides meals to those in need, no questions asked. If you can take non-perishable foods there, do so. But if not, you can donate cash. Venmo at Advocates Donations.
Listen up.
Radio from hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
This is old-fashioned manners that society has abandoned. And on this list, which is what made me think about it, removing your hat when you're indoors.
Yeah.
Now, Kerry makes a big show of putting on his hat every morning at the beginning of the show. But customarily, etiquette guides us to remove our hats upon entering indoor spaces. People don't do that.
And don't throw your hat on the bed. It's bad luck.
Well,
That's not etiquette. That's just common sense.
That's cowboy lore. You're supposed to not put the hat right side up. You can put the hat upside down on a bed, but not right side up.
Oh, okay.
Is the thing.
All right.
For some reason. Hand kissing.
Charmed.
Dating back to the 17th and 18th centuries, the ritual of
I do
hand
that.
kissing. You still do a hand kiss?
Not so much anymore since COVID, but I have been known to be a hand kisser.
Bill Allred, known hand kisser.
Yeah.
Addressing letters, dear sir or madam.
Right. Well, it's better than hey you.
Hey.
Listen up, jerk.
There was a time you would only send professional emails during business hours. Do you remember this?
No,
Yes.
I don't remember that.
There was a time where that was etiquette is one.
Yes.
I can't.
It was very brief.
Or on a Saturday,
Yeah.
or on a.
It was very brief.
I missed that. Sending thank you cards.
Yeah.
People don't do that anymore.
That's something everyone should be better at.
Yeah.
But
And here's my favorite: women remaining seated when being introduced. So
Please don't get up.
no.
No, don't get up. No, you don't. Please.
Toasting with alcoholic beverages. Haven't you been somewhere when somebody's offering
Yeah.
a toast and you're like, oh, you can't toast with water? That's bad luck.
yeah.
But
Well,
I have never heard anybody say that.
I don't refer to it as bad luck. I refer to it as a waste of time.
Yeah.
the conventional norm gradually waned as time progressed, allowing space for a broader array of inclusive toasting alternatives, like sparkling cider or non-alcoholic.
Back to your email thing.
Yes.
Apparently, that email business hours thing, that is apparently law in France.
I like that law.
Yeah.
And it's email, not just mail. It's
And
email.
between their their medicine, their hospitalization and everything, and that reason enough to move there.
And they have young gay prime minister.
And the food.
I'm going to start doing that. Just make sure I don't send any business email outside of 9 to 5.
It's funny, I don't. I don't think I do.
I
anyway.
probably do.
Not business email.
Or if
I
you
don't.
receive one, do you do this where you go, yeah, I read that, but I'm not going to do anything about it
I do that
until
all
Monday?
Yes, I do that all the time.
I think I'm not even going to open them.
You send me something Friday after 5 p.m. business-wise. I'm not going to touch it.
Don't even open it. Yeah, don't open it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other things on
That's
there?
it.
That's good.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
At 33986.
Greg in Granite says he's already pre-gaming for Easter weekend by slamming back some wine this morning.
In Granite.
Wow.
In Granite.
All right.
Jimmy was laughing at that Stephen Colbert bit because it's pretty much that's Easter at your house, isn't it?
Everything's candied. I love that. Even the ham.
Make you feel better. Have another drink and you feel alright. If you feel down and you're under the weather, have another drink and you feel alright.
Well, listen, nobody's calling with questions for Jimmy, but you can. The number is 877-602-9696. Jimmy Santangelo, he knows all about wine and spirits and restaurants and what kind of wine to drink for Easter and all of that stuff. Don't you?
We got
Don't you?
we got a few questions via text here.
Okay.
All right.
Tasha from Plain City, please ask Jimmy, if I wanted to start collecting wine, how do you know which wines are equitable?
What
So
does that mean?
maybe return on your investment, or that will increase with value as they age. There are a couple of sources that you can refer to online of, take a look at your points, anything at a high point. But this is what you need, and this is what I want to get out, is if you're going to purchase wine and you want to lay them down to age, put the wine bottle on its side, make sure the wine bottle, it's going to need to have a cork. You want a corked wine, and you want to keep that wine in contact with the cork so that cork swells and keeps that wine aging for a very long time. If you have bottles out there that you're aging that you keep straight up, well, now you have a head gap, the cork's going to dry, and more air is going to flow in there. It's not going to be like it's breezy, but enough that that wine will age much
Degrade,
sooner,
yeah.
degrade, and things of that nature.
And when you have it, so it's pointing down on its side, or even pointing down a bit.
Yeah.
Then aren't you supposed to rotate the bottle?
That's right. So every time you do the, change the clock, or the different seasons, daylight savings time, or whatever, or just put it on a calendar about quarterly or twice a year. And we do see a lot of wine trays that are becoming less vertical, and that's easy when you pull the tray out. This is like in a Yurkov or a refrigerator or something. What I like to do is just angle it up just a little bit, because gravity's strong. Gravity will pull on that wine through the cork. But in terms of equitable, look at Bordeaux futures. You could do Bordeaux's, a lot of California high-end wines, things like that. But it sounds like a great hobby that you have.
Do people get into that as kind of a hobby and maybe make a little money? Just to, they want to.
They do, and we have. And forgive me, I don't remember the gentleman's name. I just reached out to him. We have an appointment next week. There's a brand new facility up in Park City for wine storage. It's,
really?
Yeah. I want to go up there and do a little interview with them and do a little walkthrough with them and check out the space. But we do have a lot of people that live here from, Draper, Lehigh, all the way up, of course, to Deer Valley, Park City, and everywhere in between, that they may be moving here to our community. They have a huge or large cellar, and maybe it's just for a temporary period of time. Maybe they have their wine here in Deer Valley, but they're only in the house for 3 months out of the year, and they don't want to keep everything behind lock and key. They can throw it over to this facility.
Okay.
Interesting.
Temperature control.
Here's another text question. Now, this is an odd one. I've never heard this before. I use vodka in place of starch for ironing my quilting projects. What is the starchiest vodka on a budget?
So I would think potato. A potato-based vodka.
What's
An Idaho brand.
And that's your,
I think there is one. I think there is one.
No, yeah, you would. That'll have all the. There's not going to be any more carbohydrate left in the product. But so playfully, I think it would be a potato. I would start there. But I've heard that before. You do a little mist. The little mister,
and
then
spray
you
bottle.
So this is a thing.
I have heard of this as well.
I've not heard of this.
When you're doing your ironing, instead of water, distilled water, you use vodka.
But Bill, you're supposed to not spray it in your mouth and just
that's the whole
forget
thing,
to
right?
iron it. My clothes are wrinkled.
A spray for the shirt collar and a spray for my mouth.
One for you, one for me.
I'm making lamb on Sunday. Wanted to ask Jimmy what red wine I should use to make a red wine sauce.
Oh, the same wine that you'll drink with the dish, Côte de Rhône. Red is excellent. It's a blend of Syrah, Grenache, Mourvedre, things like that. If you want to get, we also call those GSMs. If you were to get a GSM, Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre out of Australia, you're going to get a little new oak in there, and you really want the lamb to come out. So I always like recommending Southern Rhone. Really great balance. The wine it is a little higher in alcohol, about 14.2, 14.5. Wines on average are 13.5. So that's my go-to red with lamb for sure.
I bought a bottle of non-alcoholic grape drink made in Italy and sold at Costco, and they still ID'd me. Why do they card non-alcoholic beer and wine? I've seen this.
They do. Yeah, they even here at a Harmon's or Smith's or something like that. It's just one more layer of control. You don't. And the interesting thing is, I asked when I purchased some Athletic Brewing beer, and it was with my son. I showed my ID. It was non-alcoholic beer. And I said, do I have to be over 21 to buy this? And this was like in the self-checkout, and the gal didn't know. She's like, oh, I don't know. We just required the ID.
I think you do have to be over 21.
So maybe, and I should know. So I'm going to find out.
Well, do they get complete rid of the alcohol content, or just does it get to such low levels?
That's a good
maybe
question. It's like a 0.05%. So perhaps that's, but you can buy bitters without being ID'd, and it's got trace amounts of alcohol.
Some places put the Listerine. They won't put the Listerine out on the shelves because people come in and steal it and drink it.
Yeah, because of
because there is alcohol in it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Here we go. Jimmy, I've gotten into bourbons the last few years.
Well, who hasn't?
I want to try infusing it with something. Any recommendation?
Yeah. You know,
'Cause I do that with vodka all the time.
Right. And when you infuse, Carrie, do you put it right in the bottle, like in the bottle?
What
of
I'll
the
do
booze?
is like with vodka, I'll cut up fruit, usually pineapple,
Nice.
and put it in a jar. And then
so you
dump the
transfer
vodka.
it into the.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you do that. So you get a mason jar with that self-closed lid, you know, the rubber gasket, so it's a really nice tight fit. Or I guess you can get the screw top. I just like those big hinges because they're using a lot. The answer: mint. Do a little mint. Do a little mint in there. You can also do maybe a citrus. So with bourbon, it's already rich. It's already vanilla. It's already caramelly. So by adding an extract or acid, such as peels of grapefruit or grapefruit
tangerine,
segments
like I
or
have here.
tangerine, you got some tangerine, so that orange angle. So, but I would love to do a little mint in there, and it really just gives it this heightened, this higher tone note.
But now, I read a really interesting little article yesterday, Jim, and I think we've talked about this before. It says, my grandmother ate 7 or 9 golden raisins soaked in gin every day before she went to bed, and she said that's kept the arthritis away. And the way they said they did it, so it's got to be golden raisins, the sultanas.
Yep.
And you put them in a jar, you cover them with gin, and put a piece of cheesecloth over it, and let the gin kind of evaporate out, so that it soaks into the raisins.
Right.
And then you eat 7
Yeah,
or 8.
marinating them.
Yeah.
My Nana did that. She did that. Yeah. Well, she had a little old medicine container, filled it with the golden raisins, the California white raisins, golden raisins. So
So you got event coming up tomorrow?
Yeah, I got an event tomorrow. I'll make it quick. Saturday at 3 p.m. Literary Libations at Ken Sanders Rare Books, featuring a deep dive discussion of Wendell Berry. You'll receive a sparkling wine upon arrival, charcuterie and beverage paired with the works of Wendell.
Where do you buy a ticket?
Go right to wineacademyofutah.com or go to Ken Sanders Books.
wineacademyofutah.com.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Happy
Don't get
Easter.
out of here. I'm going to get a picture with my tracksuit.
You got it.
Traffic, though, there was that big crash, Highway 89. Somebody just texted in, and I appreciate it. Hey, Nick, Kaysville Fire... Oh, more text coming in. Hey, Nick, Kaysville Fire Department updated a Facebook post on that 89 car crash. 23 vehicles involved under the Main Street overpass southbound. 23 vehicles. I know it's clear skies here, but apparently it is like a damn near blizzard up there in Davis County at the moment. That is insane. I am not seeing that incident, I-215 near Taylorsville, still causing issues, diverting people to Redwood Road over on UDOT, but UDOT has not been the most trustful source this morning. So if that is still causing issues, let me know. 33986 is the text line where you can do that.
All right. Thank you very much. We're going to take a break, play a song, and after that, it's Beat Gina or Beat Nick today because Gina's not here. Gina will be back on Monday. I just communicated with her.
Oh, good.
But Beat Nick, and it's Doctor Who trivia today, Nick. I know you're such a big Doctor Who fan.
You're going to win these Offspring tickets if you call in.
Offspring tickets. Offspring and...
Jimmy World, Newfound Glory, Saturday, September 6th, the Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater.
That is a show for the Offspring, old school. 877-602-9696 is the number to call. Line up now, play Beat Nick, and you'll get those Offspring tickets. All right, you ready? BigOTires.com.
They are the team you trust, aren't they?
Yes. They're fast.
Yes, they are. Big O. Make an appointment.
Yeah.
Online.
I've done that.
For instance, for their healthy car special, for just $39.95, you get the oil change, tire rotation, alignment check, brake check, battery check, and more for just $39.95 at Big O Tires. That's a great deal. Right now, Big O is featuring a $50 to $100 instant savings on selected sets of 4 tires at Big O. Also, locally owned and operated, that's great. Get to know the one in your neighborhood, or perhaps you want to get to know the one nearest your work.
That's probably the better idea.
So, like when you get off work, you go get your healthy car special or your tires or whatever you need. You can make that appointment online. But walk-ins are welcome.
Yeah.
You walk in and say, here's the problem I'm having, or do the Healthy Car Special. They'll fit you in. BigOTires.com.
Johnny for Beat Gina, the sponsor was Metamucil.
Right.
So you know what
It's
that
fun.
got me thinking about.
Oh, got you thinking about whether you're regular or not?
Yeah.
Oh, my. You mean...
It's Poop Chat on X96 Radio from Hell.
Are we going to chat about poop?
I found a study.
Oh, so it's science. Okay.
The study is
It's a poop study.
your poop schedule says a lot about your overall health.
All right.
Study published in Cell Reports Medicine reveals that bowel movement frequency significantly influences physiology and long-term health, with the best outcomes linked with passing stools. What do you think? What do you think's the best amount of time to do that? How often?
Oh, how often?
How often?
Yeah.
Once a day?
I'd say people are different. Some people it's twice a day.
This says once or twice a day.
Yeah.
Ideally.
Yeah.
Previous research has suggested associations between constipation and diarrhea with higher risks of infections and other conditions.
Have you ever stopped to think that the word poop is actually why they call it poop? Have you ever stopped to think about that?
I have not.
Well, think about it for a second, because I think it's automatopoeia. Poop! It's sort of the sound that it makes sometimes when it comes out. Poop. I think
Now I have to think about that.
I've never looked it up, but I'm just sort of thinking that's what it is.
Usually studies are done in sick patients, not done in just healthy, normal. And so they're doing a study on what is a healthy, normal bowel movement frequency. Poop. The team collected clinical, lifestyle, and biological data, including blood chemistry, gut biome, genetics, and more from 1,400 healthy adult volunteers with no signs of disease.
I know you need that psyllium fiber.
Participants' self-reported bowel movement frequencies were categorized into 4 groups. Constipated, that counts as 1 or 2 bowel movements a week. Low normal, 3 to 6 times per week. High normal, 1 to 3 times a day, and then diarrhea on the.
Oh, well, you don't want to go that far.
Did you make today? Did you make poo-poos? Any poo-poos? That's poison in the body, you know.
So you could go up to 3 times a day and still be considered normal.
I guess so. And that's gotta.
That's really a load off my bowels.
See, when the headline said poop schedule, I thought it was more literal than that. Like, do you always go at the end of your radio show? Is that?
It just sort of varies. Sometimes it's first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
And then sometimes sometimes it's
no.
I hate it when it's after the radio show.
You hate it when it's after the radio?
Because we have a awful bathroom.
Terrible bathrooms.
I hate
You
it.
used to have a good one, and then we moved.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. I hate going in there.
Yep.
It's cramped. It's
the only bathroom.
It's not private.
It's not private. It's constantly out of soap.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
The women's bathroom has like 3 different options for soap.
Really?
And lotion and yeah.
I'm going to start using that one.
Yeah.
What's
Is it very busy? Because the men's bathroom here is like
Always
it's
busy.
traffic all the time.
Yeah.
No, it's usually. I don't think I've ever been in there that all the stalls are filled.
I have in the men's room.
Yeah, I have to.
When stool sits
Well, when it is, I turn around and go back out.
when stool sits too long in the gut,
Yeah.
microbes exhaust the available fiber, which then ferment into short chain fatty acid. You fart a lot if it sits in there.
Well,
too
that's
long.
what that is.
Yeah. What we've found is even in healthy people who are constipated, there's a rise in toxins in the bloodstream because it's toxins
it's poison in the
It's
body,
poison
yeah.
it's
Poison in the body.
You got to get it out.
Reminding him to make when he waits too long and gets plugged up. What is that? What are you doing? It's a signal for poo-poos. You gotta learn the signal. I don't want to learn the signal. Don't make her do the signal, Mom. She has to learn the signal. I don't want to learn the signal. Now this hand is the potty, beckoning the poo-poos, and in they go. Huh? If she's not doing it.
Somebody has sent us the Bristol stool chart.
A stool chart?
Yeah, score your poop based on its shape and size. And, it's a visual.
Sid says, I sometimes go 2 to 3 days without pooping. My nutritionist was horrified.
Yeah,
That's poison in the body.
it's not good.
Yeah, no, and you feel bad.
You do.
Because it's toxins in your body.
My sister's colon stopped working. It was very painful. They had to remove some of it and try to wake it up.
Yeah, that happens.
Hello.
Wow.
Hey, you in there?
I'm on one of the Wegovy type shots, and one of the worst things about it is constipation.
Oh, yeah.
Side effects may include.
Yeah. Ooh. Sausage-shaped stool.
Is that good or bad?
Healthy,
What is the most
healthy stool type.
Yeah, what am I aiming for?
You're aiming for the bowl.
Yeah.
Sausage-shaped stool with cracks on the surface.
Yes.
Or sausage-shaped stool, but smooth and soft like a snake. Those are healthy.
Oh, okay. Well, then that was this morning.
Yeah.
All right.
But then,
Jeez.
then when you're constipated, a lot of times you just get these little nuggets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look like rabbit poop.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
We're talking poop on X96 Radio from Hell.
we have our listener in England,
Yes.
in Bristol, Arrow, says, so my beloved Bristol has given the world Cary Grant and the poop chart.
Oh, it is the Bristol poop chart.
Best city in the world.
There you
it
go.
says. There you go. All right. Well, we will. Superman because for a couple of reasons. One, if you know, you know. And secondly, today is officially Superman Day.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
What makes it Superman Day?
I don't understand because it's officially, according to DC Comics, Superman Day, but I think that Superman premiered in June, and not in April.
The first comic.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the day that they, if you follow the myth, that he came to Earth with his dad, or his dad sent him to Earth here.
Maybe.
Or maybe it's his birthday.
Well, that would.
Or maybe it's his birthday.
Yeah.
Well, he was born on another planet.
Right.
So I don't know what.
Yeah, because
the year is on another planet.
Because June 12th is Superman Day.
What was the name of the planet?
Krypton.
Krypton. That's right. And so Kal-El, his dad, sent him Jor-El.
Jor-El.
And it was. I always said I'd have thought it was Jar, but I guess it is. Sent him to. It's the Jesus Christ myth.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Happy Easter.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the reason.
Because
it's Good Friday.
I just know that comic book stores across the nation are celebrating Superman.
Anybody clear that up for us? Let us know.
Yes.
Sure.
Radio from Hell at x96.com or text us 33986.
Is this sponsored, Nick?
Yes, we're always in a much better mood after Jimmy shows up, by the way.
Yes.
Love live music? Tired of paying too much for tickets and beers? Experience great live music and adult beverages without paying stupid prices at Utah's coolest venues. Don't miss Tom Petty tribute band Petty Theft, April 18th. That's tonight over at the Stateroom. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
Well, I checked with Gina Barberi to see if she'd received the gigantic bouquet of flowers I'd sent her with a good get well message on them.
Oh.
And she said she'll probably be back Monday. But in the meantime, it's time for Beat Nick. I'm Beat Nick announcer, Johnny O, for Beverly. Everybody loves Beverly.
Beverly?
Beverly peanut butter, that is.
Oh.
Youngsters and grown-ups alike love the real, natural taste of the best obtainable grade-eating peanuts they can find in Beverly. Those peanuts are cleanly and carefully ground and popped hot into sanitary glass jars. That's what you find in Beverly. There's nothing added, nothing lost. We invite you to try Beverly with this guarantee, unless you agree it is the grandest, freshest peanut butter you ever tasted.
Well.
The grocer will refund your full purchase price. Fair enough? I think so. And now, speaking of nothing added, nothing lost, here he is, Kerry Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
Professional game show announcer, Johnny Ola. The randomizer has picked a contestant to play against you, Nick. Jolie is here. Jolie, are you there?
I'm here.
All right, Jolie, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage. You call it heads or tails.
I'm going to go with tails.
All right, let's see what happens. It is tails.
Congratulations, Jolie.
Jolie, you go first. This first question is for you to answer on your own. It's multiple choice, pop culture trivia. If you get it correct, you get the point. If not, Nick has been paying attention, and he will answer the question correctly, stealing your point away. We'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. It is David Tennant's birthday today, so we decided to do Doctor Who trivia.
Yeah, not my best topic.
Really? What is your best topic? I've been wondering that all week.
That's a good
Probably Uncrustables. I don't know.
Yeah, he does know a lot about Uncrustables. All right, Jolie, the first question is for you. Let's begin here. All right. Jolie, who is the 14th Doctor? I don't know if you're familiar with Doctor Who, but they've had many doctors over the years. Who is the 14th Doctor? The name of the person playing the 14th Doctor. Is it 1, Bunsen Honeydew? Is it 2, Matt Smith? Is it 3, Noah Wyle? Or 4, David Tennant?
Well, it's David Tennant trivia, so I'm going to say David Tennant.
Oh,
there you go.
I can't put one
Good.
past you there. Wow.
That's 1 for Jolie. Now we go to Nick.
The Daleks are these they're robot-like creatures.
Sure.
Okay.
I think I've seen clips of this.
How did the Doctor think that all the Daleks had died?
Okay.
Was it 1, in a bizarre gardening accident? Was it 2, in the Time War? Was it 3, in the time of plague? Or 4, when they opened a giant quick-quack car wash on planet Skaro?
Time War sounds dramatic.
Time War is very dramatic.
Wow,
Yes.
look at that.
That's 1-1. Back to Jolie.
Jolie, who has conditioned River Song to kill the Doctor?
Oh.
River Song is a friend of the Doctor's, and she, always hung out with him and kind of loved him even.
Played by Alex Kingston, as I recall.
Lovely.
Lovely woman.
And but she was secretly conditioned to kill the Doctor.
Yeah.
Who conditioned her to do that? Was it 1, RFK Jr.? Was it 2, the monkeys who were ordered by the Doctor, no more monkeys jumping on the bed? Was it 3, the Daleks? Or 4, the Silence?
4.
The Silence is correct.
That was very good,
The
Jolie.
silence.
The Daleks was just sort of too obvious in a way, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Did you know that, or did you just guess, Jolie?
I just guessed.
All right, it's 2-1. Back to Nick.
Nick, what animal head do the Jadoon have? The Jadoon is an alien race.
Okay.
What animal head do they have? Is it 1, the blue-footed booby? Was it 2, the pink fairy armadillo? 3, the rhino? Or 4, the turtle?
Rhino?
Rhino is
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
That's right.
All
They're
right.
very creepy looking, too.
Yes, very
All right, 2-2. But go back to Jolie, and Jolie, you can win on this guess.
Jolie,
Okay.
of course, Doctor Who's all about time travel. Who accidentally released a plague into 1942 London? Which character? Was it 1, Captain Jack Harkness? Was it 2, the 12th Doctor? Was it 3, RFK Jr.? Or 4, the Devil? It's written in the Bible.
I'm going to go with number 2.
Number 2, the 12th Doctor? Oh, you were doing so
Oh,
well.
that was a good guess. That was my guess.
You nearly had it, but I'm going to guess number 1.
Captain Jack
Wow.
Harkness.
Nick won the game there. It was a game of two people completely guessing. And Nick won anyway. So, Nick.
You know what, though, Julie? Yeah, because we were on such a even field for guessing, I think you do deserve these tickets to see The Offspring performing with Jimmy Eat World and Newfound Glory September 6th at the Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater.
All right.
Sounds good. Listen, I've got to.
Thank you.
Hang on.
You're
We'll
welcome.
tell you how to get those.
I got to get out of here. I've got to. So it's smooth and creamy and spreadable, and I have to go show Mrs. Ola all about that.
Oh. We did get a clarification. Action Comics #1 debuted on this day in 1938.
So the Superman comic.
That is why it is Superman Day. I thought it was in June. Okay, there you go. Big boy news now, brought to you by
2 epic shows, one mind-blowing experience. Laser AC/DC rock legends brought to life in lasers. Laser Taylor Swift Volume 2, bigger, brighter, and better than ever. Now playing only in the Handsome Dome Theater. Pre-sale tickets are on sale now and going fast. Get yours before they're gone at clarkplanetarium.org.
Well, Kendrick Lamar spent most of his Super Bowl halftime performance pretty much teasing his smash hit Drake diss track, leaving millions of fans wondering, will he play it? You know, they love to sue, the rapper jabbed. You really about to do it, a chorus asked. Anticipation built to a crowning colossal performance of Not Like Us, in which Lamar calls Drake a pedophile. Jeez. Featuring Serena Williams Crip walking on the stage. Drake said in a new court filing, so he is suing.
He is suing.
That the rapper's high-profile performance, effectively a victory lap for Lamar in his rap beef with Drake, has turbocharged the damages, and he is suing. Not Like Us was the pinnacle of a performance now known as the most-watched Super Bowl halftime show of all time, drawing more viewers than the game itself. Drake was denied, or has denied, the allegations in the song. In his federal lawsuit, his lawyers allege that Universal sought to turn him into a pariah and wrote, Drake is not a pedophile. With discovery now moving forward, Drake will expose the evidence of the UMG's misconduct, and UMG will be held accountable for the consequences of its ill-conceived delusions and decisions, Drake's lead attorney said.
Why didn't he come out swinging with this when the song released, though? Why did he have to wait till a year until everybody's against him to drop this legislation?
Don't know.
This lawsuit.
I think it's pretty, though Kendrick Lamar doing that is also very distasteful to me. He's not the judge. He's not, you know what I mean? He's just making the allegation.
But it's rap beef, right? This is what they do. And Drake, again, like I said yesterday.
Oh, okay, Nick, you're right. It's rap beef, so it's okay.
No, Drake walked out like, no, I have owned him, and like everybody's listening to my music, and this is kind of a twist of tone, saying like, no, this has actually gone too far. And
you see, Bill, if you'd watch the documentary, you'd know why they hate each other.
Well, I just don't. Yeah, anyway,
I would say this is his last card to play. Maybe it could, but like he could have pulled it out earlier.
I just know that mashed potatoes and gravy with a rat beef is delicious.
The Ogden City Police Department has made an arrest in a string of sexual assault cases dating from 1994 to 1997.
Wow.
They say the suspect Gerald Leroy McAdams was arrested in Washington State after investigators were able to use DNA to connect him to the crimes. Now, the first case happened in 1994, around 3:30 p.m. Ogden police responded to a 26th Street and Eccles Avenue report of a sexual assault. The victim was a 16-year-old woman, been offered a ride by an unknown man in a Pontiac Trans Am. Yeah, that guy's a Trans Am owner.
Yeah.
The victim told police that the man took her to a secluded location and sexually assaulted her. And then in September of 97, another victim reported to Ogden police that she'd been kidnapped and sexually assaulted by an unknown man. Well, the suspect at that time was driving a white Corvette. And anyway, the cops were able to arrest this guy at the time. Gerald Leroy, or is it Leroy? And this the writing is so bad here. Anyway, Mr. McAdams. They arrested him, but he was released.
Oh.
And charges were dismissed without prejudice because of irregularities. There was a procedural issue. And so investigators say, we had no choice but to let him go. But in September of 2023, the Utah Bureau of Forensic Services notified Ogden police that DNA evidence from the 1994 assault had returned a match in the database identifying Gerald Leroy McAdams as a suspect. They knew where he was. They contacted the police in Washington, and they got him. They brought him. I think they've brought him back already for charges. Concerns with a dwindling budget have downsized a popular senior program in Weber County that helped take seniors to the grocery store and to doctor's appointments and things like that. For over 30 years, Weber Humane Services has offered The Ride, which is a program that helps transport seniors to the grocery store and the bank, senior centers, things like that. Starting in July, seniors will not be able to call for a ride to the places they need to go. Instead of us hiring people, having a fleet of vehicles, doing it all ourselves, moving it over to Lyft or Uber model, which will be different for seniors. And we have a lot of education that we need to do. So they're going to have Lyft and Uber do it rather than have their own fleet of cars. Now, I think this will still be free, but the Weber County Human Services will pay Lyft and Uber drivers to do this. It's terrible that
it is,
and it's going to be difficult for these seniors to make a transition
exactly
and to figure it out. But
some of them don't even have smartphones, so how are they going to be able to?
Oh, that's another question. Yeah,
I don't know.
Jeez.
Let's see. Salt Lake City judge who has been charged with forcible sexual abuse resigned yesterday afternoon after lawmakers said he could face impeachment. 3rd District Judge William Kenneth Kendall submitted his letter of resignation one day after Utah House Speaker Mike Schultz said, "Why the hell isn't this guy resigning?" And he said, the legislature will impeach Kendall if he does not resign. He's been charged with sexual abuse. Kendall was charged with distribution or arranging to distribute a controlled substance, possession or use of a controlled substance, and drug paraphernalia. He had been on administrative leave without pay. Now he has, in fact, resigned. Steel and aluminum tariffs may impact rent prices in key U.S. housing markets. I think Radio from Hell needs to start imposing.
Should we start tariffing
We need
people?
to impose tariffs on something or somebody.
On our listeners?
Let's figure out who we should. Well, maybe other radio stations. We impose tariffs on other radio stations. Maybe we'll talk it over.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we have here. Oh, a judge has found that Alphabet, which is the parent company of Google,
Yes.
they say they illegally dominate 2 markets for online advertising technology. Really? A judge ruled on Thursday, dealing another blow to the tech giant and paving the way for U.S. antitrust prosecutors to seek a breakup of its ad products. And finally, you do you get the Ozempic for weight loss, and you have to do injections, and it's really not a huge deal to do those. The little needles are so fine you barely know.
Yeah, I didn't know it was an injectable until like yesterday.
Yeah, but somebody has come up with a pill, a weight loss pill.
Oh, really?
That you could take daily that could replace Ozempic injections, and that could be a huge benefit to overweight people around the world.
I mean, those semi-glutides in general are doing amazing things, with the exception of a few case studies of where they're not.
Yeah.
What is that, me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sports.
Weather, traffic.
For some people this weekend, it's 420. For some people this weekend, it's Easter. But I would say for the majority of Americans, it is WrestleMania 41, where I just wanted to go over a few of the highlights of what to expect for both tomorrow and Sunday.
Oh, please do.
Tomorrow, you're going to get Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins as the headliner for a Royal Rumble, right? One I'm also excited for happening tomorrow is Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. That's Ric Flair's daughter, if you didn't know.
Oh, I didn't know.
Also going on tomorrow, where was it, is the War Raiders versus the New Day. I do love the New Day. But
Charlotte has wrestling in her blood. You know?
The War Raiders dress like Vikings.
Yeah.
And so that's how you know they're real
That's
fighters.
how you know they're serious.
And also going on tomorrow is El Grande Americano versus the legend Rey Mysterio.
What is an El Grande Americano? Is it a big coffee cup?
No, it's definitely not Chad Gable, who is another wrestler.
No.
It's definitely not him
Really?
in some sort of luchador style
Well,
mask.
I'm going for Mysterioso.
Yeah, as you should. Going on this Sunday, you're going to get Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. That's probably the biggest match everybody's talking about, with John Cena recently turning heel. We were discussing yesterday, all of us, the three of us,
yes,
who is going to win.
It was a very engaging conversation.
Yeah, I kept going, what now?
You're also going to get Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre, as one texter sent earlier this morning, AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Big weekend for, I would say, the majority of Americans. That is your sports. Weather. It is clear skies here in downtown Salt Lake City, but as every single person seems to be texting us in the chat, it is nothing but blizzards heading up north. People are saying that clears up by the time you hit about North Salt Lake, but that is impacting the traffic. Still, that major pileup on 89 near Lagoon. 29 cars, I want to say, was the last account of how many have piled up there. That is going to be cleaned up for a long time today, I would suggest. And let me check the I-215 bit once again. Earlier, that was being diverted on I-215 from Taylorsville onto Redwood Road. Still have yet to confirm if that is happening or not. That was causing a huge issue earlier, but I am not seeing anything else out there in the valley. But you can always text me. Please do. UDOT's not doing a great job. 33986 is the text line where you can do so.
All right. Thank you very much. We will take a break. We will be back after.
Do you want a quick
jump on a list quickly?
We're kind of running out of time.
Yeah, we are a little late, aren't we?
Let's see. Well, because I don't have time to tell you 55 things women over 40 shouldn't have in their home. That's 55.
55 things.
So how about I do? People who lack self-awareness frequently say these 14 things. It's fewer things.
Okay. People who lack awareness.
Lack self-awareness.
Okay.
I'm just being brutally honest.
No, you're being a dick.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. You're.
Yeah. You don't.
Carrie said.
Yeah.
Let's see. The next one is, now a couple of these as I'm reading through, these are things that I say.
Okay.
And I say this one. I really hate drama. And I do. And
I do.
And you know this about me.
Yes.
And I know this about you. I truly hate drama. Now this says, the classic drama-averse, yet somehow drama-surrounded person. It's a bit like someone who says they hate soap operas but know every plot twist.
No.
If you find yourself always in the eye of the drama storm, maybe it's time to ask, am I the common denominator here?
No, because I have removed all the dramatic people from my life.
Yeah.
And some of these people are blood relatives.
I guess there are people that say that, but they really are involved in it.
Yeah.
I also say this. I don't care what people think of me. I care what a few people think of me. I care what you think of me.
Yeah,
I care what my husband thinks of me.
Yeah, there are some people I do care. The majority, I don't.
But generally, you can like me or not, I don't care. I'm not like other people. This line is all about celebrating uniqueness, which is awesome, but it can also accidentally tip over into the, I'm the main character in this story.
Exactly.
You really should pay attention to me. Let's see. I'm not judgmental, but yes, you are. And I won't say that because I absolutely admit that I'm judgmental.
I am too.
I 1,000%. I just tell it like it is.
No, you're being a dick.
Yeah, that's kind of like saying you're brutally honest.
Yeah.
People just don't understand me. You're not that complicated.
You're really not.
An enigma wrapped in a riddle and no one gets you.
You're just a dick.
No. I'm too old / too young for this. Don't say that.
Yeah,
I'm a people pleaser. I kind of used to be, I think, a people pleaser.
I'm always suspicious of people who say, I'm a people pleaser.
Yeah. Have your own opinions on things. And,
yeah, okay.
And finally, this is the apropos of this show. Oh, I don't care about politics.
That's what this texter was trying to tell me.
I don't care. You should.
You should.
It's your life and the people you care about's life and the community you live in.
They're passing laws that affect you.
Yeah.
You should care. And you should be outraged when they... Oh, okay. Never mind. Thank you.
Just a quick list. Tiny list.
I liked that. Thank you very much.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
A couple of things. I haven't chewed gum for a long time. I used to chew gum fairly often.
Great.
But Carrie used to chew gum all the time.
I used to, yes.
But you don't anymore, right?
No.
What was there a reason you stopped?
It was a combination of the ingredients of the sugar-free gum was not good, and it was also starting to affect my jaw.
Okay.
So
and then my dentist also said
your jaw was too strong, or
do you chew gum, Nick?
It was getting off.
I'm not opposed to it. I didn't know people were for or against, but I'll take a
That's
piece.
not what I asked you. I asked you if you chewed gum.
Not regularly.
Okay.
No, I keep some Altoids on.
Well, for some reason, the other day, I decided I wanted to chew some gum.
I chew some gum when I go to have like a massage or a facial, because or seeing a doctor, because their faces are usually just right there. So,
but I hadn't bought gum in a long time, and I went to the convenience store and I bought some gum, and I couldn't remember what kind I really like, so I bought this. What is that? This number 5.
Yeah, it's a sugar free. It's
but it comes in. It's like 35 sticks of gum. And it's in this plastic container.
Oh, that's nice.
That's new.
Well, but how? I feel terrible about throwing this away.
Yeah.
So
reuse it.
Well, that's what I think I'll probably. But then they'll just pile up. But I think I'll put Q-tips in it or something.
You know what?
Yeah, for travel.
Yeah.
I used to buy 5 gum all the time in high school. You're flooding my memory back, and that packaging has completely changed since the last time I bought it.
You can still buy smaller amounts in more traditional packaging. But all of the gum people are doing this.
All the gum people.
Trident and Orbit, and they all have this available. This kind of
like I say, reuse it for like your
what I'll
travel
do.
items. But I wouldn't buy if. I mean, do you need that much gum?
Well, I was just curious about the packaging mainly, so I thought I bought. The horrible thing is, so I've chewed maybe 4 or 5 pieces of it, and I am so unused to chewing gum that I keep biting the same place on my lip.
Oh,
right here. You know how that, like you bite it once and it kind of swells up a little bit, and then the next time you chew a piece of gum, you bite it again.
Sometimes I get that on the inside of my cheek.
Oh
when
man,
I chew gum.
I've had that happen too. It's just terrible. But I don't think I'll buy another big amount like this. But I'm gonna go through the major brands to see which one I.
Yeah, you're helping what used to be the gum wars. You remember like the hardcore marketing that all these guys used to do?
Yeah.
At least I was paying. Like 5 Gum had like very surreal, intense, like what it's like to chew 5 Gum. And then Orbit was like, your mouth is disgusting without it.
What was that gum that had the little liquid drop inside of it? I kind of like that, but then somebody once said to me, you know, it's like biting into a spider body. And I kind of went, ew.
Freshen up? Was it freshen up?
Maybe. I don't know. Had that little drop of jelly inside of it or something.
I'm cultured now. I'm an Altoids man. I said.
So anyway, I'm going to go experiment. That's the gum stuff.
And you got a big weekend ahead of you.
I do. Well, no, I mean this is 30
research.
This is 35 sticks of gum. I'm not going to do that. I mean, I'll move on to another package of smaller amounts.
Research.
Some probably in 2 weeks. It will take me at least 2 weeks to chew this much.
Mind if I snag a piece?
Yeah, no, you can. Yeah, sure.
Oh, they say buy smaller packs of gum and put it in the plastic container.
Oh, what? Geez, why did that? Duh. Yeah, I don't know why that didn't occur to me. That's a good idea too. Yeah, yeah. And then just one other quick thing before we go to break.
Sure.
I take the elevator here at work, and there's almost never anybody on it when I leave work, and I just go down one floor on the elevator. So I press the button, and it stops, and there's somebody on the elevator who's come from the 3rd floor, and it was a delivery guy. And he started to get off the elevator, and I went, oh, well, and he said, oh, wait, I'm not on the ground floor yet, am I? And I said, no. He said, yeah, just force a habit. I got onto the elevator, and the door closed, and I realized he had just farted in the elevator.
He thought he was going to have a solo ride as well.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Was this leaving work or coming
to
work?
Leaving.
Oh,
and I just, you can't really say anything.
No,
I mean you can't really go. Way to go!
You should have,
stinkor.
You should have said something. I did that to somebody the other day.
What?
The inverse. I was the delivery driver.
I make sure to never fart where. So, I mean,
outside.
I try to, but I mean, my wife.
You can't do that every time, though.
No, I mean, my wife will catch me every once in a while. I said, I didn't know you were here, or I didn't know you were standing there.
So, what's like your go-to dream farting spot?
I don't think I have a dream farting spot.
No?
I-15, about 5 miles that way.
Yeah.
Actually, I think mine would probably be in the boss's office. That's.
Well, as you pass the refinery up there, that's the free fart zone.
Yeah. True. Yeah. That is.
Yeah. Yeah. Or Yellowstone. Go to Yellowstone. Fart away. Nobody knows.
Nobody cares.
No. Is that rotten egg smell up there?
Yeah.
You can fart your head off.
See, I'm a shy farter. So whenever I am in an elevator by myself, I think I have a quick moment to, help things out.
Hey, Carrie, you sure you don't want a piece of gum?
Yeah, come on.
Good.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
That's pretty good.
Come on, Carrie, get in on the action.
This 5 gum is not bad.
Oh, I've had it. It's gum.
Yeah.
It's gum, all right.
This one's peppermint. I don't know. What's the difference between peppermint and spearmint?
Huh. Oh, you'll know.
I think
put it in your mouth, you'll know.
Oh, okay. All right.
There you go.
Well, there's traffic. Let me tell you. There's a whole bunch of it going on out there. 89, there is that big pileup near Lagoon. Obviously, that is still going to take a while to get cleaned up. And then on I-215, there were some diversions to Redwood Road near Taylorsville. I am completely unclear if that is still the case, but hey, you can always let me know. 33986 is the text line where you can do so. Sorry, this gum is getting to me. It's all brought to you by Haster Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice, paint, and so much more. Visit Haster Games at 6831 South State or HasterGames.com.
Everyone is now wondering, when does Gina get rid of her farts? And I mean, she always says that she doesn't fart. I think that when they did surgery this weekend, they just removed them.
They tapped in?
Yeah. She said she had 4 holes in her stomach. So one of them had to be.
A fart valve?
Fart valve. There you go. All right, KXRK Provo. We will take a break. We will be back after these messages and a song with the Boner recap game. Easy to play, easy to win. All you have to do is tell us who won the Boner this morning. If you were listening, you know. If you weren't listening, you could guess, but why guess when you could cheat? Go to x96.com, look for the box that says Boners April 18, 2025. It'll say, you click on that and it'll say winner of today's winner. What is the prize?
Lagoon tickets.
Everybody wants Lagoon passes. 877-602-9696. Just call us and tell us who won the Boner this morning. Easy. All right. Thank you very much. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Zero Res. Spring is here. It's never been a better time to get a cleaner and healthier home with Zero Res carpet and air duct cleaning. Get your air ducts clean. You'll be surprised what they find in there.
No kidding.
If you're smart, you won't ask to see it. But yeah, Zero Res uses patented technology to get your carpets insanely clean without the use of detergents or harsh chemicals. Helps them stay clean longer while being safe for both kids and pets, and a faster dry time. As traditional cleaners, takes days for it to really dry, and then it got that crunchy on there, Zero Res leaves your carpets dry in just hours, not days. And they have the gotta love it guarantee. For any reason, if you're unsatisfied with the quality of the cleaning, they will re-clean the areas that you are not happy with for free within 30 days of your appointment. So there you go. The offer that they're extending to you today is you can get 3 rooms cleaned for only $119 plus 1 hallway for free when you mention X96. So call 866-0-RES or go online to Zero.
Show early, 9:30, because I had to go have a procedure scheduled for 10:30. And I wasn't going to talk about it other than to say it was a procedure, but Gina, I think off the air, said to me, or maybe it was on the air, I talked about my hysterectomy.
Yeah, that's personal.
Yeah.
Carrie's had a testicle removed.
Yeah, we did. We talked about it on the air. And I said, okay, I'm having a procedure having to do with my prostate. Now, I won't go into all the details of that because it's just technical and stuff. But I don't have prostate cancer. I have a perfectly healthy prostate, except for it starts to enlarge as you get older. They say men should have a prostate exam probably by about 45, age of 45 is the first one you should. And the doctor just checks to see, is it normal size or is it getting bigger? And they can tell. Then they do I think it's a PSA blood test where they can determine if there is are there any cancer cells there, and that sort of thing. So anyway, I went to have this procedure. Another reason that I decided was okay to talk about it today and on Friday, I started getting emails from people saying, "Thanks for talking about this." People are embarrassed to talk about things like this about their prostates and their other body parts, and we shouldn't be because these.
It's healthcare.
Here's one email that I got. Thanks for letting me listen. I just moved to Reno in July because my now fiance got into medical school. She started doing face-to-face patient exams that include basic strength tests, neurological, etc. She also started doing more invasive evaluations like checking the prostate. One thing I did not know is that the school she is in, University of Nevada, Reno, actually hires actors as patients. So she had a new patient and told me as nervously she put her investigative finger in the place where you put it. He immediately corrected her course of action and said, no, you've really got to get it up in there. It was an actor who's
done this
many times. Says so maybe Bill can get back into acting.
Jeez. What's my motivation?
You guys are awesome.
Bill's a prostate exam actor.
I wasn't sure I would be at work today.
Really?
Yeah, because the procedure was painful but bearable. You know what I mean? It's like the doctor will say, okay,
you're going to feel this now.
No, he'll say, okay, I've got to do this one more time, so get ready. Okay, one more time, get ready, and you're going, and there's you've got fortunately the laughing gas, which you have to pay extra for because the insurance company would just as soon have you suffer.
Yeah.
And the laughing gas doesn't do anything for pain. It just makes you not care, really.
And it still hurt, but I was laughing while it was hurting and joking about it. But so when it's over, they tell you to expect lots of different things happening. Blood in your urine.
They were mucking around in there.
Blood in your urine, it's normal. It will be normal. It could go on for days. All kinds of... Well, what happened to me, I had a little bit of that, but one thing that happens is frequency of urination.
You haven't gotten any rest, have you?
The first day, I did not. I probably slept 20 minutes at a time all night. Oh, God. And what's weird about it is, Carrie, I don't know if it's the same for women, but when you feel the sensation, I have to pee.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of hold it back and sit and go and contemplate it. And,
I don't want to get up.
Now, if you do it too long, you'll go, I got to run.
Yeah.
There's none of that. It was just like instant.
It's happening now.
Yeah. And I actually did not make it to the bathroom twice. Ooh. It's terrible. It was just, and so but then yesterday it was quite a bit better. And today I'm wearing my pants where I can just hurry and throw them off.
Yeah.
I don't have to
you
worry
have those
about
breakaway stripper pants.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about belt buckles or anything like that. And I may have to run out during some portion of the program. You don't know.
Okay.
So if I just disappear while the show is on, that's what's going on.
Now, it might be indelicate, but.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you, for a day or two, wear something that would make it not so bad if you didn't make it all the way?
I thought about that, wear adult diapers
just
or something.
This isn't a permanent thing, just for a day or two.
So I tell you what I did do. As I left the office, the nurse said, here, take this. There might be some leakage. And it was this little conical thing, that you're supposed to put over your, your junk. And I said, okay. And I did that on the way home, but it didn't do any good. And it kept full. So when we got home, my wife said, well, here, let's get some panty liners.
I was going to say.
I got panty liners. I said, what? She said, yeah, panty liners. And we put that in, stuck it down on the underwear, and that worked beautifully.
Yeah.
So, but I did think about adult diapers
just
because when I was asleep, and that actually had happened this morning. I almost didn't make it out of the bed at one point. I just woke up instantly and went to the bathroom, And
but ultimately, when this heals,
I mean, the procedure is designed to relieve. When your prostate gets bigger, it puts pressure on your bladder, and that causes different problems with urination. So, and it can also, I think it can hasten cancer or So this procedure just takes the prostate and so it's not resting on your bladder.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And then you don't, have to get up 5 times a night. And but right now it's like, whew. But I'm amazed. I read all the things, the symptoms, and said expect this to go on for 7 to 10 days, and and I'm really pretty good, except for
that.
Well, and it gets better.
Do you need to go? Do you need this? We've been talking for a while.
I just went.
Oh, there we go.
So that's what it was. By the way, if anybody has any questions that they want to ask me about the procedure or prostate or whatever, just email me, bill@x96.com, and I'll be happy to answer more personal questions via email if you want to do that.
Please, don't call this day drinking. This is refined. This is special. Cheers, everybody. Please, don't call this day drinking. This is refined. This is special. Cheers, everybody. Please, don't call this day drinking. This is refined. This is special. Cheers, everybody. Please, don't call this day drinking. This is refined. This is special. Cheers, everybody.
And because he likes Superman, Grant out in Taylorsville texted that he likes Superman.
Taylorsville.
You caught me a little off guard. I'm not gonna lie.
I like Superman.
Taylorsville. Because on this day, that's REM, of course. 1938. Yes, I looked it up.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster introduced the world to Superman. Action Comics #1.
Well, those guys had a long battle with
the comic book company. Yeah.
trying to get what they deserved. They were kind of naive about the whole thing.
Well, I mean, it was early on. It was, before we knew what the comic book industry would turn into. It was, yeah. But they got it.
Their families got some money.
Oh, their family, yeah.
They're doing fine.
Absolutely. They're fine. They're just fine.
I mean, Superman really is he's that is the beginning.
They say he is the first, yes. I mean, apparently there were some other superhero comics before that, but they say that he was kind of the first.
No, the Spirit was before that, right? Will Eisner. I think the Spirit was before Superman, but just never
I'm
quite.
not sure.
Just never quite clicked the way.
Superman just showed up and just took over. It was something.
He has the ability to.
Well, yes. Well, it is time for the Boner Recap.
It is.
Yes.
So we probably need a contestant.
Paul
for that.
is here.
Paul. Hi, Paul.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, Paul. What are you doing today?
I am just hanging out with my wife because it's snowing.
Where are you that it is snowing? Because we have seen no snow in downtown Salt Lake.
Oh, yeah. Up here, we're in West Bountiful.
And it's been snowing. Oh, I'll be damned. Well,
yeah, had a good little snowstorm come through.
So what are you doing for Easter weekend? You going to the dunes?
I wish we were doing something that fun. We'll just be spending time with family.
Do you have a traditional meal for Easter that you do?
Mm-hmm. My wife's family usually has lamb, but she doesn't love lamb, so she finally talked her parents out of making lamb this this Easter. So we'll be doing prime ribs.
Well, that's nice. Usually because of that lamb situation, some people don't like it. My family would always do a leg of lamb and a ham, both, for those who didn't like the lamb.
Ooh.
That way for everybody, yeah.
All right, Paul, now you are on the line here to win a prize, which is what, Nick?
Tickets to Lagoon, who are celebrating their flower festival happening from now until April 27th. Just don't drive over to Lagoon right now.
Yeah. Maybe that's what you could do for Easter. Go to Lagoon. That'd be fun.
Lagoon would be fun.
Yeah, now I'm going to read these 3 boner candidates that we presented earlier, and if you can tell me which one was the winner, you'll get those Lagoon passes. I'm betting you were listening earlier.
Yeah, I listen to you guys a lot as I take my kids to school. So
okay, cool. So here are the 3 candidates. I hope you turn the radio down sometimes when the kids are in the car, so they can't hear what's...
Yeah, every once in a while.
Oh, good. Oh, you can't hear that. Whoop, whoop. All right, here we go. Number 1, like for this boner candidate, for instance, Kinky Kelly is spraying again. An OnlyFans model who was recently arrested for spraying her urine on more than $1,500 worth of merchandise at a grocery store in New Hampshire has now been hit with 5 other charges for spraying urine around a hotel room in New Hampshire. And she's peed on stuff, and she posts this kind of stuff online.
Yeah.
Because there are people out there who, for some reason, want to see it. But that, Sponer candidate number 1. Number 2, you don't ever go behind the counter at the Mickey D. A McDonald's worker choking out a 17-year-old girl on the floor after she was accused of going behind the counter to get her own ranch dressing because she couldn't get anybody to help her. I'll just get it myself. This adult McDonald's worker choked her out. And then boner candidate number 3, you marry an incel or you're out. It's a guy running for governor in California who's running on a platform of deporting all male undocumented immigrants and then giving all females 1 year to marry a Californian incel to avoid deportation. Those are the 3 candidates, wonderful human beings all, but who was the winner?
I'm from California originally, and so thought it funny that it was marry an incel or you're out.
Yep, you're right, Paul. Oh,
my
gosh. Well, congratulations, Paul. You are going to go to Lagoon. You have you have 2 passes, I believe. So you and your wife can go, or maybe you can take one of the kids, or whatever you want to do.
Or go by yourself.
Yeah. Hang on the line.
Hang on, Paul.
Yeah.
We'll tell you how to get that. All right. Okay. 10 superheroes that predate Superman.
Oh, okay.
According to Comic Book Resource.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
1912 Tarzan.
Yeah, I guess you sort of don't think of him as a superhero.
Like
but...
the Disney character? I'm assuming
What?
it wasn't Disney before. Tarzan?
What?
Is that what you said?
Yeah, Tarzan.
Yeah.
1919 Zorro, who was certainly an inspiration for Batman.
Yeah.
In 1929, Buck Rogers.
Comic book, okay.
1930, The Shadow.
Oh, there was a Shadow comic book.
Yes. 1933, Doc Savage.
Mm-hmm.
1933, Lone Ranger and Tonto.
Yeah,
1934, Mandrake the Magician.
Mandrake gestures hypnotically.
1936, Green Hornet and Kato.
Oh, okay.
1936, The Phantom. And 1937, Sheena, Queen of the Jungle. Oh, yeah.
No, they're there.
There you go. All right, let's take a break. We'll get to some big boy news coming up after these messages. Stand by. Tracy Aviary, 589 East, 1300 South. They're located in the southwest corner of Liberty Park. You can go to tracyaviary.org for more information on that. But interactive bird shows, keeper demonstrations, animal encounters, behind-the-scenes exhibit tours, over a dozen nature play opportunities, while exploring 8 acres of themed exhibits and botanical gardens. I mean, kids do love Tracy Aviary, and they get fascinated and learn about birds, but I like to go there by myself because it's pretty quiet. You just
Especially in the morning.
In the morning, that's the time to go. Over 300 birds representing more than 100 different species from around the world, including many that are endangered or extinct in the wild. Speaking of which, $1 from every ticket sold goes into Tracy Aviary's Conservation Fund. Tracy Aviary contributes more than $120,000 each year to conservation work in Utah and worldwide using this fund. So Go and take a look. It's fascinating, and they keep making it better every year. TracyAviary.org, or just head to the southwest corner of Liberty Park on it.
It's often said that the people of Utah speak a language all their own. It's a language that's often confusing and even incomprehensible to newcomers here in the Beehive State. So, Radio from Hell presents a handy guide to help everyone understand how the natives speak. It's the Utah word of the day. And today's word is...
moan. M-O-A-N, moan. And now here's the mayor of Mona, Utah, Don Criddle, and his son, Denver Criddle, to use this Utah word in a sentence. The mayor has just returned home from a meeting of the Mona Town Council where the big discussion concerned the town's cremation policy and how it affects the Mona Cemetery. Again, the word is moan.
Hi, Daddy. How was the council meeting? What was the big topic of discussion tonight? Did you have to pound the gavel, Daddy? Did you have to have the sergeant at arms throw somebody out of the meeting? It's usually that old Bob Spooner that causes all the trouble. Did you have to throw Bob Spooner out again?
Well, whereas Councilman Spooner can somewhat be argumentative on occasion, tonight he was just the very model of how a Mona councilman should conduct himself. I think he was being civil because he wants to get buried on top of his wife, and he wants everybody to know that he's there.
Can people do that? Get buried after they die on top of somebody?
Well, you can't be buried on top of anybody or any other place before you die, son.
Silly Daddy, I know that. I just didn't know that you could put extra bodies in one hole.
Well, the Mona ordinance dealing with the interment of cremated people states that we allow 2 to 3 cremation burials on top of a family member who was buried at the cemetery.
Does it have to be a family member? Because I'd really like to have my ashes put on top of my 5th grade teacher. I really liked Mrs. Oliver.
It has to be a family member. And thanks for not caring enough for your parents to be put on top of one of us.
I'm sorry, Daddy. I just didn't want you and Mama to fight over which one of you I would be dumped on.
Well, be that as it may, the real issue at the council was of grave markers, you see. Right now, here the ordinance says that you can only have one marker or headstone per grave. So old Spooner, well, he says, when they put my ashes in there with Elva, nobody's going to know I'm there.
Well, that don't seem right.
No, it don't seem right, because it ain't right. So the council decided that we will keep it if you have 2 or 3 cremated folks added to one grave, and then they can each have a marker so folks will know who all is in there. But the markers have to be them flat ones.
Well, why do they have to be flat, Daddy?
Because of all the grass that's got to get mowed. When they get out there, mown, the mowers just go right over the top of them flat markers. Mown all that grass, as tough as it is. Well, I don't need their maintenance crews. I don't need them maintenance crews making moaning and all that about all the hard work they do.
Join us again some other time as we examine how the Utah natives speak with the Utah word of the day.
Big O Tire.
Thank you.
Well, yesterday there were some rumblings that the Miller family, they had an announcement they were going to make. Said, we're going to hold a news conference. We're going to make a big announcement. And people are going, oh, Major League Baseball, Major League Baseball.
That was the rumor, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not what it is.
No?
Nope.
What was it?
The Miller family has taken control of Real Salt Lake and the Utah Royals soccer clubs.
Oh.
In a deal worth $600 million, The Athletic reported this morning. New York-based private equity investor David Blitzer will transition into a minority ownership role with the clubs, but the Millers will have the final decision-making powers, ensuring that the team will once again be controlled by a local group. One of the things that we realized, frankly, and maybe more recently, was that the control owner of the franchise should really be local and immensely embedded in their community, Blitzer said, according to The Athletic. Utah Jazz and Utah Hockey Club owner Ryan Smith sold his minority interest in RSL and the Royals as part of the deal. Along with acquiring the two professional teams, the Millers will take control of America First Field and the RSL Academy in Harriman and the minor league Real Monarchs. So,
was this really big news to people? Because I feel like I read a story like 2 weeks ago when I last filled in that was something similar, either off air or on air.
No, I don't think the deal was.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't think it had been made. Cinnabon.
Yes.
I like a Cinnabon. And Carvel, which we don't get around here.
No, we don't.
But Cinnabon is teaming up with Carvel.
Yeah.
You know, it's an ice cream outfit on the East Coast.
Okay.
Nick. And they're launching Carvel's Cinnabon Swirl.
Okay.
That's what you get when you combine Cinnabon's freshly baked cinnamon buns and Carvel's creamy soft serve ice cream.
Oh.
The first ever Cinnabon Swirl. Oh, they're doing a restaurant.
Oh.
It's a bakery and an ice cream shop in one, serving brand new treats that we've never had before.
Oh.
They better come here.
I want.
The menu will feature fan favorite items from Cinnabon and Carvel, alongside new signature treats specific to the venue. Choose from premium pints of Carvel soft serve, swirled with various toppings, and ice cream sandwiches made of 2 freshly baked chocolate chip cookies stuffed with Carvel soft serve. The new concept will also serve its own Cinnabon Swirl Sundae, featuring Carvel vanilla soft serve mixed with pieces of a warm Cinnabon classic roll and drizzled with caramel, plus boninis, which are warm Cinnabon classic rolls stuffed with Carvel soft serve ice cream.
Oh.
So you get a Cinnabon, but there's ice cream stuck down
I'll
in
take all of these. Guy in the chat room says that the closest thing that we have here is Ben & Jerry's cinnamon bun ice cream.
Oh, there's a picture of them. Oh, my God.
Oh. Sounds great.
Yeah, oh, man. But no Carvel here.
No.
So the Dotson Runway, this is in Savannah, Georgia, the Hilton Head International Airport.
Okay.
And the Dotson Runway graves are a unique part of the Savannah Hilton Head Airport in Georgia. These graves are the final resting place of Richard and Catherine Dotson, 19th century farmers who originally owned the land that now occupies the airport, or is now occupied by the airport. Their graves are embedded in Runway 10, making them the only known graves situated on an active runway in the United States. The families wish for the graves to remain in place when westward extension of this east-to-west runway was required during World War II. The graves of Richard and Catherine Dotson, along with 2 beloved relatives, Daniel Houston and John Dotson, remain undisturbed in and next to the airport's most active runway. The grave sites are the only ones in the world embedded in an active runway, serving thousands of general and commercial aviation operations yearly.
Well, never say never.
It's kind of interesting.
Once airports are truly privatized and it becomes the Trump International Airport, I'm sure Melania will have a very comfortable spot.
Comfortable grave.
Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling cheered the United Kingdom's Supreme Court ruling that found transgender women are not legally women, posting pictures of champagne glasses in celebration and praising the women who championed the case.
What a horrible
Think I
ruling.
might be having a cigar later, Rowling wrote on X hours after the ruling was handed down. Why is she so?
She has.
I know she has. Why
Yeah.
she got such an axe? To
No
grind here?
idea.
She has alienated so many of her Harry Potter fans.
Yep.
I have many LGBTQ friends myself that love Harry Potter. Who's
Yeah.
like, I separate.
Most
her
of the original
from the whole
cast
thing.
doesn't
Yeah.
want anything to do with
It's
her.
insane.
It's just weird that she Rowling was a vocal supporter of this legislation that has been outspoken against the trans movement, which she views largely as an encroachment of males into female spaces.
It's just
frequently citing debates over sports, bathrooms, prisons, representation, and other spaces. She has also characterized many trans activists as bullies and accused the movement of jeopardizing gay rights.
She's awful.
Kevin Costner. It's safe to say that he loves the Western genre, and he's sharing that love with fans through a brand new documentary on the History Channel. The Oscar-winning actor, writer, director behind movies like Dances with Wolves and more, recently Horizon, an American Saga, Chapter 1, leads and executive produces the new documentary titled Kevin Costner's The West. Again, this will be on the History Channel. The release date and the first trailer for the new doc were recently released, and fans of Horizon will not want to miss it. What do we see when we think of the West? Asked Kevin Costner in the opening of
Dirt.
Kevin Costner's The
Yeah.
West first
Dirt.
look trailer. The trailer revealed the tone and style of the new documentary as expert interviews are blended with dramatized performances of the real history of the Wild West. It's going to be a Kevin Costner extravaganza.
I'm sure.
An 8-episode documentary, and probably pretty good. It'll have high production values, certainly. Let's see what else we have here. The Eurovision competition is going on. Sweden is getting up ahead of steam for what could be a record number of Eurovision wins this year with a humorous Sauna act. WAJ, a comedy group, more accustomed to playing birthday parties than a large arena shows, is already the bookies' favorite to triumph at the Eurovision contest on May 17th with their song Bara Bara Bastu, which means just have a sauna.
Okay.
The Finnish trio pay homage to sauna culture, clad in brown suits and accompanied by an accordion. They sing, dancers in lumberjack shirts grill sausages over a bonfire before appearing in a sauna with towels around their waists, slapping their backs with birch branches.
Wow.
We're going to have a sauna, steam up and let go of the stress of the day, they sing repeatedly in Swedish.
Now I like a sauna.
Me too.
I don't think I'm ready for the sauna culture, though, that they're talking about.
I'd kind of like it. I've always wanted to do one of those where they get these birch branches and
Yeah.
they whip your back with them.
Yeah,
All
it's
of that
It's
stuff.
a Russian thing or something like that.
Yeah, it's Swedish and Russians do it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I mean, like I said, I like a sauna by myself.
yeah,
I'm not ready for sauna culture.
or those Korean bathhouses that like my sister-in-law loves to go to those in L.A.
Yeah.
And you spend the whole day naked in with
Yeah.
with Korean women,
Yeah.
washing you and beating you and all of that stuff.
When we were in Austria this last fall, me, my wife, and some friends, we went to a bathhouse rave. And it wasn't my idea, but I was like, I'll tag along, I guess. And
I'll bet you were a favorite.
that
there.
was. I'm a favorite at a lot of places like that. But yeah, I was the only person who was semi enjoying the music, even with the drinks, in the corner where we could. And the people who set up the plans were like, "Let's get out of here immediately."
All right.
Just quickly, because Nick doesn't do any sports. Milwaukee Bucks star Damian Lillard, who was a Weber State University graduate and star of basketball there, has been cleared of his deep vein thrombosis, his blood clot in his calf, and has been taken off blood thinning medication. He's been out due to a blood clot since March 18th, but looks like he's going to be back in the game for the playoffs. So there you go.
Well, Roman Reigns came back from an injury, performing at WrestleMania this weekend. So I feel like I did a pretty adequate job at sports.
All right, weather.
Adequate is probably is the word.
Weather. Reports from Mount Doom say that we are getting some snow across the valley here and there. But again, it is nothing but sunshine here in downtown Salt Lake City. That will for sure taper off across Utah, though, as we go into the afternoon and into Easter weekend. High of 46 today, high of 53 tomorrow. That is your weather.
All right, thank you.
Listen to Radio.
Now, what have you got here?
Now, my wife knows people
Mm-hmm.
who know people.
Mm-hmm. That's handy.
And the person that they know works for Lay's in some capacity. Lay's potato chips.
Is that the Frito-Lay company?
Yeah, the Frito-Lay company. And they have put out these flavors are not available in stores yet.
They will they be?
They will be. These are flavors that they're going to put out.
Okay.
And they're interesting.
What have you got?
We start with masala.
What is masala?
It says here, inspired by tastes of India.
Okay.
Masala.
Uh-huh.
And then there's
Like
this
chicken
one.
tikka masala? Like
Exactly.
that.
Yeah.
And then this one, inspired by tastes of Korea, honey butter.
Well,
So
now we're talking.
Who wants to go first?
I don't care.
Well, I'm closest to you.
Do you want to start
Easiest
with?
to handle.
Want to start with masala?
Sure.
Okay. Let me open that up. There you go. Oh, okay. They look like a barbecued chip kind of thing, but the masala. You should taste the star anise in there. You should taste the. You like that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me see.
I got. It's a little spicy, not too spicy.
Mm.
I like
That's not
it.
bad.
I'd
Yeah.
buy those.
Guy says that they've had masala in Canada for a while. I hear good things.
Yeah.
It kind of lingers with a little bit of a burn,
Yeah. Not crazy.
but not crazy burn. That's fine. Yeah, okay, here's honey butter. Let's try honey butter.
You know, the first time I ever, we had barbecue potato chips when I was a kid. That was about it.
I don't care for that. That's fake butter flavor. I don't like fake butter flavor.
I don't mind it.
I don't like that.
Let me look at the ingredients on there.
I like the other one better.
You like the masala, but not the honey butter?
Yeah, I need a palate cleanser with the masala.
Oh, you do?
Oh, I kind of like that.
I kind of like the honey butter. It's different.
Yeah. It's there's natural flavors.
It says natural flavors,
It
Gina.
could be anything. Dirt's a natural flavor.
So when I'm growing up, we had potato chips, and then we have. I think the first variation was barbecue potato chips.
Yeah.
And then maybe sour cream and onion,
Mm-hmm.
and that was it. And then I go to England,
Yes.
and I got ketchup potato chips and gravy potato
Dill
chips.
pickle.
Dill pickle.
Dill pickle potato. What? What's going on here?
Lamb. Remember lamb?
Lamb. Yeah, that's right. So potato chips are going crazy. Is what I'm saying.
I love it. I love it.
I like these.
Okay. Well, I'll have that sweet one then.
Yeah. That's good.
What stores will they be in? I don't know.
Look for them in a store near you.
I'm giving you the totality of my knowledge about this whole thing. She knows somebody who knows somebody. These aren't available yet, but they will be. That's all I know.
Inspired by the tastes of Korea.
I can think of other Korean
Taste of-
chips that would be more savory.
The
and-
masala is a little spicy. It lingers.
Yeah.
It lingers.
There you go.
I'll
All right.
take the honey butter.
All right.
Anyways.
Yes.
Granny Squid.
Yes.
So, we were talking about the Eurovision and the sauna, and it made me want a sauna. And I've thought about and if anybody has any experience with this, just email or text having a home sauna. Where
I've thought about it.
Do you have to have them inside, or can you put them outside? And are they really, really expensive? And
those are the ones where it's just the enclosed room with what normally wood and like a glass pane.
Yeah. And I mean,
no, they sell those down at that Hot Tub Factory outlet.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, I sat in one when I was down there doing.
It's like a kit you can put together yourself, or do they come and install it? Or
I'm unaware.
Either.
Yeah.
Now there is a place, and I'm curious about this place too. There's a place in downtown Salt Lake, very close to here, as a matter of fact, called Hot House.
Okay.
And you can. They have private infrared saunas, showers, steam rooms. Bathing suits are optional in your private sanctuary room. Bathing suits are required to use the outdoor cold plunge if you want to do that. And there's an outdoor hot tub as well. But it's a facility right just down the street from us. You can pay $70 and go have a 90-minute experience.
Well, if it's right just down the street from us.
There are kits to do indoor or outdoor.
Indoor or outdoor,
depending on where you want it. And they're about $5,000. But like I said, the people at Hot Tub Factory Outlet would be able to maybe cut you a deal or something. I don't know.
If I had one at home, I bet I'd use it at least every other day.
You think?
Yeah,
I would.
Yeah,
I would absolutely.
I used to love the old Deseret gym because in the men's locker room, they had a steam room and a sauna and a hot tub pool, kind of a whirlpool.
Yeah.
And it was so it was men only. And then I assume the women had something similar in their locker room. But you could just do it, and you didn't have to wear a bathing suit if you didn't want to. A lot of guys. I did not usually wear a bathing suit.
Well, and see, if you had your own in your house, you wouldn't need to either.
That's right.
Because it looks like they fit these indoor ones here. You can also get them at Costco, apparently.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. I was looking at a website that sells them here someplace in our area, and it says you can get 1 or 2 person ones.
This one's a 3-person for $5,000, but if it's in your house, you could just forbid everyone from using it except for you.
Yeah. And it's I wonder how expensive they are to operate, though. That's
because can you turn them off, or is it one of those things where it has to go to
some
degree?
No, you can turn them off.
Okay.
I'm gonna go heat up the sauna, and you turn it on.
Sure. Yeah, I talked about it off air with you guys yesterday. I'd love to get one of those and put it in my apartment complex.
I'd like to have one the kind though, the two that have there are rocks there, hot rocks that you can put some water on.
Yeah.
So you
Steam.
get the sauna, and you sauna for. So when I first started going to the Deseret Gym years and years ago, the old guys who were there, they'd say, "Here's what you do: you go into the sauna because they were 2 separate rooms, sauna and steam room. You break a really good sweat, and then go in the steam room.
You go where it's dry, and then you go where there's the water. Yeah,
that's
expert advice.
I really enjoyed that. It was very relaxing, and you felt cleaner somehow.
Of course, yeah. but they were offering that advice like it was insider information about this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, listen, at the Deseret Gym, I used to go to the one in Ogden, and then with the big one here in Salt Lake, and the average age of the people who would there were around 75 or 80.
Sure.
Lots. I mean, there were younger people there too, but there were lots of old guys who had nothing else to do.
Except to take people walking by, put their hand nakedly on their shoulder, and be like, "Hey, buddy, I got some good info for you." No. See, you like where it's dry, and then let me tell you, once it's too dry, you go where the water is.
They were usually very nice.
I believe they were nice
and lonely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Changing the subject here. Sorry about
that.
But we got a text from Dawson.
Oh, I saw that, yeah.
Of course, we had up on our social media the GoFundMe for the situation. He says, to the X96 listeners, thank you from the very bottom of my heart My sister has had an outpouring of support, care, and tenderness from the community with her house catching fire. Her boyfriend is on the road to recovery with his burnt hands. Everybody who supported or shared the GoFundMe has made an immense impact on how she'll be able to rebuild. Thank you, Dawson. All right, so we got that. Okay, well, we will take a break. We'll be back. Boner of the Week coming up after these. Stand by.
X96 presents.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
These are things that are bugging you. You can't stand them anymore, our dear friends of the program. Things that you want out of your life. You say, I can't bear it. These are things that must go. So you send them to us. Radio from Hell at x96.com. Put must go in the subject line, and if we read yours on the air, maybe it'll make you feel better. And sometimes we understand these things magically do disappear from your life once we read them. Things that must go. I'll go first. I got a couple of my own. I mentioned this one yesterday, the Gatorade bath at the end of football games. I just think that's just such a stupid tradition. It's a waste of Gatorade. And it makes the coach cold and sticky. I don't.
It's tradition.
Yeah, well, fine, and so is, and then the other thing that must go is what I call the announcer chuckle. It's a guy reading commercial copy, and he puts a little chuckle in his voice here and there at places where it doesn't even mean anything. As we recover from the holiday madness and try to get our homes back in order, we're back to day-to-day grinds. It's the announcer chuckle. That must go.
The announcer chuckle.
Yeah. This one says, from friend of the program, Holly in West Jordan, you can use my name. When the clock strikes midnight on New Year's Eve and you give your significant other a celebratory kiss,
yes,
and then over the next days you realize you're feeling sick.
Oh.
Then you take a COVID test and you find out you're positive. COVID or what other illness you want to insert here. Transmissions must go.
Yeah. We're headed into the triple-demic. So,
yeah. Listen, folks, get your shots. If you're not vaccinated, do it. This one says, let's see. I sent this in a few weeks ago, but it was over the holidays. I don't know if you got it. Drivers who do not use turn signals must go. My wife and I are avid bicyclists. When riding on the roads, we are constantly vigilant of motor vehicles. At intersections, especially those with stop signs or stop lights, we look for many, many clues as to a driver's intention. We look at the vehicle for any signs of movement. We try to make eye contact with the driver so we know that they're aware of our presence. Difficult to do if the windows are tinted. We look at wheels to see any movement. And finally, we look for turn signals. If we're at a stoplight and we see a right-hand turn signal, we will typically try to move to the left so the car can make the right turn. We try to be considerate when we can. So please, please, please be considerate of bicyclists and pedestrians and use your turn signal. And please don't cut in front of us. If there's an accident, you may get a scratch or a dent, but we suffer broken bone scrapes, bruises, and a broken bike. That's from Timbo. Says, yes, there are some inconsiderate bicyclists, but there are also a lot of inconsiderate motorists, so don't lump us all together. Barry?
Thanks, Timbo. All right, this one from the foot of Mount Doom.
Your home.
Yes. Dear Nature.
Dear Nature.
If you're going to make turmeric so damn healthy and tasty, could you make it so it doesn't stain everything?
Yes.
Come on. The fish last night. I don't know if those dishes will ever get clean. Let's see. This one from Please Don't Say My Name. People who come into work sick because, quote, they're the only ones who can do the job. Thank God I can work from home about 90% of my job, but that puts me at risk for the other 10% of the time. Managers who insist that they have too much to do so they can't train people. My manager is going to work himself into pneumonia or a heart attack, and I won't feel sorry for them when it happens. Incomplete job descriptions must go. Managers having expectations of you and not telling you what they are. 5 times my manager lacked planning, so it became 5 emergencies on my part. Financial tracking that isn't on a spreadsheet must go. All right, let's see. This one from Johnny B. So while running surround sound speaker wires and labeling which ones go where, I have a number of Sharpies that won't write. So the thing that must go, multiple Sharpies with their ink dried out must go.
And remembering to throw them away.
Yeah, throw them
Don't
away.
put it back in the drawer.
Because that's the mistake
Yeah.
we always make. And finally, this one. Julia Roberts saying the F word must go. First time I heard this was my best friend's wedding.
Yeah.
And she said it one time, and I thought it sounded a little off. This latest Netflix movie where she says the F word quite a bit, it just sounds very unnatural. I'm no prude. Deadwood's one of my favorite shows ever. But if you're going to swear, can you swear right?
She's not good at it.
Doesn't come naturally to a nice person like Julia.
Hearing my ex-wife use that word, it's just like, oh, are you kidding me?
This is from Animal Lover. What must go is people who purchase or adopt an animal they have no right having.
Yes.
Don't get a big German Shepherd if you live in an apartment and have no intention of walking or running with them twice a day and don't intend on doing the training they need. Don't get a dog or cat you're just going to keep outside 24/7. It's cruel and irresponsible. Just don't. Amen. This is from Nick. People who give 5-star reviews to a product and say, I haven't tried it yet, but I can't wait to. Why are you giving it 5 stars then?
I don't understand the principle there.
Also, I need subtitles on shows and movies. I hate when the subtitle pops up just ahead of the actor saying the line, and I'm reading the line, so I know the line before it's spoken, and I miss the acting taking place.
Acting?
Also, inversions must go. And finally, this. Good morning, lords and lady. First thing that must go is tagging me on social media for contests. By the way, if you do this to me, I will block you and don't do that to me either. Picking up kids at school, the one woman in the semi-luxury SUV who thinks she's found a life hack of skipping the line of cars by backing into the handicap spot.
Oh.
No, lady, it's not clever. And lastly, from my wife, inviting people over for a party, asking them to bring a side dish or something to share, and then bringing something that my wife will have to cook once it gets there.
Yeah, that's
like frozen items or uncooked foods that my wife has to prepare. They actually handed it to her to cook without offering to help, as though it's my wife's duty to fix their side dish.
Wow.
How about just tell us you don't have time to bring something so we can find something else?
Exactly.
Thanks for letting me listen. Make mine a double.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
Oh, well, so I have an email of interest here.
You do?
I do.
Right there
All
in
right.
front of you. It's interesting.
It is.
Dig it up.
Okay, here it is. This is from John, and he says, I'm high in the mountains in Switzerland. I'm here with my beautiful daughters. I did a Via Ferrata today, whatever that is. It's fantastic. I listened to your podcast of your show. So he's up in the mountains in Switzerland listening to our show.
Mm-hmm.
He said the ads are in German, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
I think they're touting some sort of dark beer that people named Gunther would drink.
A Via Ferrata is a protected climbing route found in the Alps, like steel fixtures or cables or...
That explains, he sent me a picture.
I've got the picture here if the camera wants to get on me.
He sent a picture of what it's like to do that. And it's a way that you can kind of climb and be really relatively safe about it. It looks like it's
still
quite
looks
safe.
Scary.
It might be a little scary, but it looks pretty safe because you're all,
Clipped
hooked in. Yeah, clipped into everything. Looks kind of fascinating.
There's another one.
And he says the Swiss really have this hiking thing wired. You take a cable car to the top of any peak you want to go to, and then you just kind of stroll down through the pastures and the cows with the cowbells ringing. Why my ancestors left this place, I will never know. So there
But
it is.
he's listening to the podcast while he's doing that. That's cool.
John, I just say it's beautiful. And I'm just taking a look at the political climate here. Maybe you should stay.
Yeah.
Maybe you should stay.
If you have ancestors there, maybe you can get citizenship.
Yeah, see about that.
Yeah. What? So do they put a lot of ads in our podcasts and other places?
Well, yeah,
I mean,
wherever you are, there's ads. That's whatever service you're using to listen to them. They put ads.
Yeah, because of your phone, area code and all the the tracking software. They know where you are, and so then they shoot you commercials for.
I see.
Where you are.
Yeah. Why? So, and we don't get any of that.
No.
The company does a little bit.
Oh, that's right. We do get a little.
But we don't.
No. Our company does get a little bit of that.
Yeah, just a taste.
Yeah.
And Spreaker makes us add them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd forgotten we talked about that. I never was quite sure how that worked until that we had that conversation with Steve a little while ago.
Well, see, and I thought we were buying the premium subscription so that we didn't have to do that.
No.
But apparently we
Carrie,
do.
Carrie, you're cute.
I know.
You're cute.
I know. Adorable. Okay. Well, that was certainly an email of interest.
That valley is beautiful, isn't it?
Lady Peace, because it's Superman Day.
Yeah.
All right, good enough. 9:53. Boner of the week.
Well, that's why Dave the Flower Guy is here. Hello, David.
Hello.
What's now? What are you doing today? Did you tell me?
Going Easter, getting stuff for Easter.
Stuff for Easter. You're gonna go get some bunnies. Bunnies?
No.
Some
ham and
ham. Leg of lamb? Probably not.
No.
Just ham. All right. And then where are you going to have your Easter feast?
At my friend Chelsea's house.
Oh, how nice. That's very nice. You get together with Chelsea and the family.
Yep.
Every
holiday.
That's really you're lucky to have a good friend like that.
Oh yes.
Now, Dave, are you going to be it's too cold to sell flowers today, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't look for Dave. He won't be around.
No, if you need my flowers, they're at Ivy's at Boutique.
Boutique. Okay.
The Boutique.
Okay. So you can get Dave's flowers there.
Yeah.
You better watch out for Ivy, though. She'll try and pocket the money. I know she will. All right, you ready to pick Boner of the Week?
Yep.
All right. Let's do number one from Monday. I wasn't the first one to say it. This is that right-wing asshat, Matt Wallace, an influencer, who said, that helicopter that crashed with the plane and 67 people died, that was piloted by a transgender person. Her name was Joe Ellis. No, it wasn't.
No.
It was not. Joe Ellis is a transgender helicopter pilot, very much alive. I think she's in the National Guard.
And she saw the post and posed for a photo saying proof of life.
Here I am.
It's a lie.
Yeah, and I wasn't the first one to say it.
So that makes it what?
Yeah. Boner candidate number 2 from Tuesday about the kids being poisoned with lead. You're on your own. These kids in Milwaukee, school kids in Milwaukee, a couple of schools, I think, they found lead contamination in the water at the schools. They have not been able to use those schools, and there was supposed to be federal money to help handle the problem, and now there isn't federal money to handle the problem. The Fed said, you guys are on your own. Figure it out. Boner candidate number 3 from Wednesday. When you look up the word scum in the dictionary, you're going to see his picture right next to the definition. That's the former University of Michigan football coach Matt Weiss, who gained access to the private pictures and videos and the cloud storage of over 3,000 women, and traded the image. Some of the images were nude, and there were videos of sex acts, and that was supposed to be private. But this former football coach, he decided he'd get all that stuff, and he parlayed it. He spread it around, made sure that people could see it. Boner candidate number 4 from yesterday. That's my pet pig. His name was Eddie. This 2 guys in Hawaii entered a hog contest, a hog hunting contest. And there are some wild pigs in Hawaii, and once a year they have a hunt, and there's a $1,000 prize. But these guys stole a pet pig named Eddie from a petting zoo and had their dogs kill the pig, and then they butchered him, and then they tried to pass it off as they'd hunted this pig themselves, and they won the contest. They actually won the contest, got $1,000, but police were on to them, and now they've both been arrested. And boner candidate number 5 from today, Marion Inseller, you're out. Kyle Langford running for governor in California, and he says you must marry and he's going to deport all the illegals, and then he's going to say to the women, you marry an inseller, we're going to deport you too. So there you go. All the candidates. Which one's the worst?
Number 3.
Number 3.
Which is when you look up the word scum in the dictionary, you'll see his picture, the coach.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Dave.
Thank you, David.
Yeah.
Enjoy your ham.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, go get your promo.
Yeah, I got it.
Is it just a coincidence Gina's returning after Easter weekend?
While I believe Rome is what nearly killed her, I have faith Gina Barberry will be here to speak the good word of traffic and weather reports.
Yeah, I think it's the ham. Nothing gets Gina out of a funk like a well-decorated hunk of ham.
Miracles take many forms, Bill.
All right, let's not get crazy on the healing powers of ham.
Gina returns on Monday's Radio from Hell show on X96.
Good enough.
Nice.
Fine job as always. Thank you, Nick, for filling in.
Yeah.
Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Remember who you are and what you stand something.
Corey O'Brien sitting in for Artie Fufkin next.